Let's simplify the best Lavaloon attack strategy for Town Hall 12 and how you can earn more 3 stars and how to fix your fails. What's going on, my friends? My name's Corrupt. Let's start simple by simplifying the Zap Lavaloon with the use of the log launcher first. So the base identification is very similar to any other Lalo. You are always going to be looking to deal with the enemy CC, the enemy Archer Queen, and you also want to deal with the Eagle Artillery as soon as possible. So the first main thing that you want to do when you start to use this is identifying where you want to use the lightning. Usually this is going to be where a multi or single target Inferno tower is. Getting rid of this area is just the tip of the iceberg for this attack. So you want to start by using the lightning spells in order to get rid of a particular area of the base. 5 lightning is usually going to be the safe bet, especially if you see a multi-inferno near a expo. Now, the next part of this attack is the Sui hero. This is also known as a hero dive or a suicide hero. Pretty much you're using your heroes only to get rid of a larger area of the base and getting rid of a ton of value. And this can play a lot into your hands. Normally, though, you are going to be using balloons to sort of help create the funnel, and that's why you should be sacrificing some balloons. But the main goal here, if you want to get both of your heroes in, you have to create a solid funnel. You don't want them to go onto the outsides. Trust me, I was trying this attack out and I failed a lot just like that. So make sure to get your heroes to go into the base so you're not getting a complete fail because your heroes didn't go in. So you want to really think about those things. Once you have a wide enough funnel set, whether that means that you have to use some balloons to help create a little bit of a funnel to control your heroes, you do want to start working your way in. The reason that the log launcher is the best siege machine with this is due to the damage that it can do from a longer range. And since you're not bringing the use of the Grand Warden, you can get a lot of really good value from the logs themselves while you work your way through. Dealing with the enemy Archer Queen is one thing, and then also going in to deal with the enemy CC. Even though the attacker isn't in this case, he can start the Lavaloon portion almost instantly. Now it's the Lavaloon portion, and how you want to look at this is very simple. This is the pathing for a Lalo portion in this specific example, making sure that it's very easy for the attacker to move through in somewhat of this C shape. So to simplify it, let's go into half speed. You want to treat this as a river. So this is your first Lavaloon. Since the air defense is here, this is your point A. This would be your point B over here. So you are going to be using your haste spells, especially early on, to go in for an area like an air defense where a group of your balloons won't be able to handle too much damage from. Now, as you go into your second Lalo, you've got the use of another Lava Hound. This is where both of these groups are going to merge together to create one big Lalo as you move across the base. The surgical placement here is incredibly important. What you see to the left of me is all the things in terms of what you're going to be seeing towards the outside of the base. Now, the haste spells should be used to get balloons to main key structures. This includes the town hall, and you want to save your Grand Warden ability so you can easily move through that. Other than this, all the rest of the defenses you can use the free spells on, mainly Archer Towers, any leftover air defenses, and Wizard Towers, but overall, the rest of the base at that stage is cleanup. Even if your Grand Warden dies to a Seeking Air Mine, you're completely fine. Keep in mind though, you do want to use minions and have some of your lava pups be able to help clean up the rest of the base for your attack so you don't get a time fail sometimes like I do. Now, to prove that this does work with some lower level heroes, I actually tried this out. Now, what I did on this base is I used my ZapQuake to get rid of 2 air defenses. I'm able to get rid of the enemy Archer Queen with the lightning spells and send my heroes into the Eagle. Then I could use my Lavaloon portion going into the final 2 remaining air defenses and moving into the Town Hall. Now be very careful of tornado traps, especially if you use your Grand Warden ability early. So be very careful about those different factors, because that could play a major role in how you are going to be attacking and if you're going to have enough balloons to get through the Town Hall. So starting off with the lightning spells is very easy. I was able to get rid of 2 air defenses and the single Inferno. Now I need to create the funnel. This was a little bit difficult for me because of all of the archer towers around here, so it was really annoying, but I used the baby dragons to create the funnel and to make it a whole lot easier for me as I started to work myself around. The main thing here is you don't want them to go on the outside, or else you're going to get a fail, and I've had plenty of that. So you want to make sure that you're entering into the base and controlling where your heroes are going to go into. Now my heroes in this case are fairly low level. So yes, you can do it with lower level heroes. I'd say at bare minimum level 40, and that's pretty much what I would recommend. Overall, as you can see from what I got on this base, is while the Sui hero is moving their way across, I've got the use of the Barbarian King, the Golem, the Ice Golem, the Barbarians to tank for my Archer Queen that I have yet to use my ability on. So that way I'm able to get rid of the Eagle Artillery that's smack dab in the core. Of course, after, getting rid of the Barbarian King distracting her. Now, at that stage, I've got the Lavaloon portion. Now, I'm not the best at the Lavaloon portion, but let me show you exactly what I was doing. Mainly, I was going into this first air defense with my first Lalo, kind of treating it like this as I work myself across, using the haste spell to get my balloons over to the first air defense. After that's done, I've got the second Lalo going in. This group is mainly going to go in and merge with the other group. That way I have a Lalo now that's working all the way into the Town Hall compartment. Now I'm going to use the haste spell to get the balloons over to the Town Hall and use a freeze to prevent too much damage. That way I can use the Grand Warden ability to one-shot it since I have so many balloons. Outside of that, you want to use your free spells against stuff like the X-Bows and the Wizard Towers because they're going to do a large amount of damage, especially if you find red air bombs. So you want to be very careful of that. Overall, the rest of the base in this manner was all cleanup. I even still had my Archer Queen still alive somehow. So you always want to really take things with a grain of salt, but in this case, I was able to get the triple. It is something to learn from. Now, if you're seeing mostly all ground X-Bows or mostly all single Infernos, this works incredibly well versus them. Remember that what you're doing is you always want to prioritize the enemy Queen and the enemy CC along with the Eagle Artillery, and getting all the way across through the base with the use of the log launcher can really help your attack by getting rid of the Eagle first. And you can use the Lavaloon to get to the Town Hall with no problem. So you want to start this off by creating a wide funnel and then starting with that ZapQuake in order to then go ahead and start using your Earthquake spell and your Lightning. And the idea here is he wasn't going in for too much. So he wasn't going in for the X-Bow, so using 4 Lightning and 1 Earthquake was a better choice. So that way he can use the log launcher to get damage on all the structures in the core of the base. Now in this case, no golems are being used. Usually I recommend the golem since it's a lot of HP and you get the 3 golemites. But the idea is that if you're using ice golems, you've got some squishier tanks, but you've also got a freeze that you can take advantage of. So even if your heroes though don't immediately follow the log launcher, you may still have a large amount of value thanks to just the log launcher itself being able to move through and get a ton of damage, including damage on the Town Hall, which can play a big role. You can start that Lavaloon portion, and like I've mentioned before, how you want to treat this is kind of going into the base like this with the Lavaloon portion. You want to make it simple. You want to move your way across. So using the haste spells in order to get to key buildings, but also using your first Lalo here as you start to merge in with your group going in this direction. And you've got another Lavaloon going here, so everything is able to merge into the Town Hall. That's how you want to really think about these things. So as you get all the way into the core, you do want to use the Grand Warden ability to get through that Giga Bomb and to save yourself from losing a lot of your balloons. And the best part here as well is you've got the use of the minions, the lava pups, to absolutely overwhelm the rest of the base in terms of cleanup. And as long as you've got that with the minions as well, then you have yourself a done deal 3-star. It is incredibly important that you see the fundamentals of using the Lavaloon portion and being able to get 3 stars. That way you can consistently earn those 3 stars. But we're not done just yet. How about getting big value with using the use of your Sui hero and then just having a cleanup Lalo? You can also get big value with the lightning spells and the heroes by just looking at a particular base. As an example, this base is cut off into an alleyway. So getting rid of this top area can be rather easy when you use your heroes and lightning. You're going to mainly start with the lightning spell. Even though you may be getting a small area of the base down, it is huge in terms of the pathing it will give not only your Lalo, but also your Queen and Barbarian King. So using the lightning spells first is exactly what you want to do in order to make sure that you're getting rid of the Inferno Tower, whether it's on single or multi like I've mentioned, or pretty much getting rid of air defenses. And that's really going to help your attack tenfold. So being able to create the funnel with sneaky goblins, baby dragons, and minions, if you want to use some of those, is a great way to start creating the funnel, as I've said previously. You can bring super wall breakers included if you want to break your king into a particular area for something like an air defense. It could play a massive role and it could really help the rest of your Sui hero to move through. So while your king not only creates the funnel and deals with a couple buildings here, you've got the Archer Queen, Ice Golem, Golem, and Log Launcher to move themselves down towards the Eagle Artillery and the enemy queen, making it fairly simple, right? So as you start to work your way through, you do want to make sure that you have those golems and the ice golems tanking. The only spell you're using with your heroes is gonna be the poison spell. So you're able to deal with the enemy CC while you start to work your way in. This part just doesn't really require any spell usage other than the poison spell, so you can get large amounts of value. At this stage, you've got an easy pathway with the use of the Lavaloon. Pretty much this is your path, and it's very, very simple in terms of how you look at it, where it's just a simple curve that's going in from the single Inferno all the way into the Town Hall. And remember how you want to look at this. This is your point A, but you also want to make sure that you start with one Lalo and you want to start working your way in with another one so they merge together. You want to make sure that they all merge so they're able to take down the Town Hall in less shots. So you're able to not worry about them too much, and many won't get taken down unless they weren't in your Warden ability. So that's something to be very careful of. Another thing to be very much careful for is going to be the Tesla farm. That is one type of area of defenses that you do need to be very careful for. So haste spells are a great option to get through it. But another thing that I would recommend in many cases is if you can get rid of it, or at least most of it, with the Sui hero, that could play a big role into your attack. Overall, the rest of the base was pretty much cleanup. He got a large area of it, and the rest of it was like a cleanup. So he really didn't need to worry all too much after getting through the Town Hall, because the rest of it was an easy 3-star, even with the swag free spells. Overall, that's exactly what you want to do with the Zap Lalo. Make sure, guys, to subscribe to the channel, and if you are new to the channel and want to check out more videos, I have more of them posted on screen. Make sure to also go ahead and use code Corrupt in Clash of Clans or any Supercell game, and I'll be catching you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.